listen, I'm very spiritual. I have clients from all different religions, but I want you to follow me. It says, he shall find his wife. And when he has, he's found a prize. That means that you are already a wife. You are already a wife. Period. Don't let anybody lie to you and tell you different. You can be by yourself if you want to, but you have a husband, you have a soulmate who's been waiting on you. And there is hope for you to be able to meet him when you know what it is that you're doing. So if you can get clear about what it is that you want, like, are you willing to tell yourself the truth? Are you willing to admit that you want love? That's the first thing. Because so many women lie to themselves saying, I don't want love. I don't need it. If it comes, it comes. But if you have that mindset, you are setting yourself up for heartbreak and disappointment. How many of you are willing to admit that you want love? Now, let me tell you how to get it. The highest level. Because you have to move a different kind of way. Now, understand this key thing. Vasopressin in men, oxytocin for women. Your goal is to trigger his vasopressin as fast and hard as possible while using discernment, ma'am, because you're powerful. Okay? When you really realize how powerful you are, you will be extremely careful and you will be extremely selective about these men that you're choosing to throw your energy at. You can't just throw your energy at everybody because your energy is extremely powerful. It can create worlds and tear them down. So the first thing that you got to understand is triggering his vasopressin as fast and as hard as possible. How do you do that? The first thing is understanding the first phase is the attraction phase. When you see him, you're attracted to him. And I don't care, ma'am. I don't care if y'all were friends for 15 years or 20 years or 30 years. The moment that you and him agree to move forward with courting, to entertain the idea of moving into a relationship, you're starting at ground zero. Okay? How many of you guys had a friend and you thought because we were friends, we can kind of skip all the different phases, and then you move too fast and then your friend ended up breaking your heart. Now you lost a friend and you lost a man. And that's the worst. When you lose your best friend or you lose a friend. Because a man as a friend isn't the same man as your man. That's what you got to understand. You don't know him. You don't know this man until he becomes your man. And every man has three faces. Every man has a public face, a private face, and a secret face. Every man has three faces. Many of you don't even know which one you're having sex with when you're having sex with him. However, I recommend that you never have sex with a man until you've seen that secret face. And every single one of them has that secret face. So then when you meet a man and you're in the attraction phase, you're seeing his public face. You triggered his testosterone. His testosterone is his sex hormone. And he's triggered your oxytocin. The problem is that biochemically, we as women were designed to fall fast. Men were designed to fall slow. What does that mean? The moment that you start to feel the chemistry, it's game on for you. Your frontal lobe is starting to shut down. You're releasing the oxytocins. You're producing bonding hormone. You're bonding, and it's lowering your inhibition, and you're becoming more trusting of him without even being given the reasons why to trust him, without being given the evidence to support you trusting him. And the more time you spend talking to him, and the more time you spend around him and smelling him and sniffing his pheromones, then the more you're producing that oxytocin and you're bonding to him. However, for a man, because you can fall in love with phone calls and text. Now, ma'am, for all of you long distance ladies who think that you're all in love with your long distance non-boyfriend, he's not falling in love with you. He's not. Especially if he's not trying to come see you at least every 3 weeks. He's not. Because men don't fall in love like that. They don't fall in love through writing or typing or even hearing. They got to be around you. They have to smell your pheromones. They have to see you. They fall in love through visual attachment and producing that vasopressin. And the more he's doing for you, then the more he's producing that vasopressin. However, producing vasopressin isn't enough for a man. Everybody, once I started talking about this, because I've been doing this for 20 years. I've been on YouTube since 2004. And Everybody want to talk about the vasopressin, but it's not enough for him to produce vasopressin, ladies. You got to hear this. According to Don Maslar, he has to produce the vasopressin receptors. What does that mean? In order to be able to have the vasopressin to affect his mind and body the way it needs to for him to want to provide, commit, and protect you, that means he needs something to catch it. It's called receptors. And his body has to produce the receptors. Well, in order for him to produce those receptors, then he needs time. He needs time. And according to science, he needs at minimum 2.5 months. Ain't that crazy? You know how much time you need to fall in love? You know how much time you need to fall in love? You know how much time you need to bond? Some men aren't even capable of falling in love, but that's a whole different story. You only need one night, basically 1 hour. Now you infatuated with him, but not him. They did a study with men and they measured their brain activity when they would see pictures of women, and the women would be dressed like in revealing clothes, and they would see different kinds of women, different pictures of the women. And you know the part of their brain that lit up? The part of his brain that lights up when it sees a car, a shoe, French fries, ma'am. The part of his brain that sees an object is what lights up. You a bird, ma'am. You a burger or a bird? He hasn't had a chance to bond with you yet. So if you have sex with him before he's produced the receptors, it doesn't matter how excited he is, but if you have sex with him before he's had a chance to produce the receptors, according to Don Maslar, not Shay, okay? According to Don Maslar, then you the balloon that can float away. Because with his orgasm, done went his infatuation for you. Because he didn't have enough bonding to you to want to stay. That's what happened. Or at least that's one of the things that happened. I'm going to get to the other thing that could have happened. However, when you enter into the second phase, the courting phase, he's doing all the work in order to get it, ma'am. What's it? To get your hamburger, ma'am. To get your kibbles and bits is what it is. Your Scooby snacks. Basically, the second phase of the 6 phases is him trying to get it, ma'am. Don't get mad. This is evolutionary. He didn't do that. Then the human race wouldn't continue. That's what he's driven. That's what his testosterone drives him to do. It's the hunter hormone. Okay? Now, it's up to you. If you're following my love success formula, then as he is trying to get bringing all the boys to the yard, then he is falling for you. You're moving from the part of his brain that sees an object to the part of his brain that sees his wife, somebody that he needs, that sees his best friend. And as you're moving a certain way, and it's not a game, you're not even playing a game, you're becoming, you're embodying this woman that he craves and that he can't live without. And that triggers in him the need for you in his world. And based on science, ladies, men fall harder than women. It takes a man longer to get over heartbreak. Biochemically, it affects a man more. His body, it affects him more when he falls in love than when a woman falls in love. He has a great deal more, surprisingly, from a biochemical standpoint. He has a great deal more to lose than you. From a biochemical standpoint, you have a great deal more to lose when it comes to a mating standpoint. So, for a man, that's the reason why it takes him longer to bond. Because if he's going to have to sacrifice so much, then it needs to be worth it to him. So as you go through the courting phase, this is what's happening biochemically. His serotonin starts to drop, and so does his testosterone. What does that mean? When a man's testosterone is dropping, he's becoming more nurturing like a woman. That means he wants to give to you. He wants to do for you. And on top of that, he's obsessed with what it takes in order to make you happy. And as he's doing things to make you happy, he's releasing dopamine. Dopamine is the feel-good hormone. So it's making him feel good to pour into you. Now, some of you will sabotage it because the moment he is doing for you, you feel guilty. You want to turn around and start doing for him like you a dude. He gives you a gift, you want to give him a gift back. He buys you dinner, you want to offer to pay the daggone tip, ma'am. Because you operating in your masculine energy, you want to start giving, and now you want to compete against who can give the most. The problem is that it turns him off. Have you ever wondered why? Why is it that wealthy men, very successful men, will leave their wives that help them build the business and marry the waitress? You ever wonder, like, why is it? Why do you think that is? That a man who is very successful, very educated, and you are too, you're very successful, you're very educated, you got a lot going on, but he will bypass you for the woman who doesn't have anything. Here's why. When you're dealing with a man that is usually successful, usually these men are higher in their testosterone, they're more driven, they're more in their masculine energy. For these type of men, to be with a woman where they can't contribute causes pain. It makes him feel insignificant. And a man doesn't choose you based on how you make him feel. A man chooses you based on how you make him feel about himself. And if he does not have any space to add to you, if he does not feel needed in any way, he will lose the polarity for you. He won't be able to produce that vasopressin for you. Period. So for all of the ladies who are very successful, make it happen, and you're like, well, men are intimidated by me. No, absolutely not. Build-A-Bears are intimidated by you. Men who are in their feminine energy. Power couples, she's still in her feminine energy enough to be able to listen, I run a multi-million-dollar business. Okay? Your girl's good. I need my husband. Need him, I will yell it from the rooftops. My wrists are broken when it comes to my husband. My husband, he makes me tea every day. He makes me breakfast every day. My husband opens my door every single time we get in the car. My husband drives me. I have no problem. My husband pays 100% of the bills. Let me say that slow-mo. I don't know who the name of the mortgage company is. I don't know who the name of the electricity company is, the gas company. I have no idea. I don't know. I need him. Honestly, I can't even imagine what I would do without him. And I have no problem with that. Now, back in the day when I was like, I gotta do it myself. I can do it. And I was the one paying the bills, and I was the one taking care of my ex-husband because he was a Build-A-Bear. I was tired. I was drained. I couldn't even think right. I couldn't even make as much money as I make now. I couldn't even sit safely in my feminine energy. We ain't supposed to be doing all that, ladies. Think about it. Have you ever seen a garden? Have you ever seen the flower unpluck herself? Jump up into the sun to get the sun? Jump up into the rain to get the rain? Walk around looking for some fertilizer in order for her to grow? You ever seen the daggone tomato garden like begging for somebody to give it what it needs in order for it to grow? No, ma'am. It sits there and receives well with no problem. It doesn't feel the need to have to give back before it's ready to give back, okay? Because you can water a garden, fertilize it, give it all the sun you want. But if that tree does not produce fruit, you can't eat. Some of you are giving your fruit away too soon. He ain't even nurtured it. You don't even feel safe with him yet at all. And the reason why you continue to get hurt is because you're constantly pouring and giving instead of allowing yourself to be able to receive. Period.